Okay, let's talk. What's the deal with this first unit? All right, you guys see it's called Geometry Vocab. This is going to be a lot of new words for you. A lot of new words, a lot of new definitions. Why? We need to speak to each other mathematically this entire year. And the only way we're going to speak to each other in geometry terms is if we know the vocab. Do I expect you to know definitions? No. Here's my expectation in this class. I give you a geometry term and you draw a diagram for me. I like to see diagrams. I don't like to see definitions written out. That's not me, even though that's the first thing I'm going to give you. But, all right, I'd like to see you draw pictures for me. And I'm not just talking today, I'm talking the entire unit. And what I love about this course, and maybe you'll love it too, is after we're done with Unit 1, in math class, after you're done with the unit, maybe you don't see that stuff again. Not in this course. Whatever you see in Unit 1, you're going to see in Units 2 through 14. All right, so that's why it's huge that we understand all this vocab I'm going to throw at you over the next week. Today's vocabulary term is net. I don't know if anybody has heard of that before, what a net is. Let me give you a quick definition, and that'll be it for definitions because we're just going to get after it as far as drawing diagrams. Here's a net. It's a two-dimensional pattern. A two-dimensional pattern that, when folded, creates a three-dimensional object. All right, so a two-dimensional pattern, when folded, creates a three-dimensional object. Let's see it in real life now. Everyone's familiar with cereals, huh? Comes in this box. You guys understand, well, and let me clear up what I mean. What do I mean by three-dimensional? I'm not talking you put on the wacky glasses and boom, it comes at your eyes, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking three-dimensional as it's got height, width, and length. Okay? So you start out with your cereal box, which is in 3 dimensions. Anybody recycle in here? Save Mother Earth a little bit, right? Okay. And what do? You open it up nice and carefully. And then what ends up happening is, you may never knew this, but it creates a net. This right here, what I'm showing you, the pattern of all these shapes, is a net of my cereal box. Okay, everyone understand this concept of a net? I take my three-dimensional object, open it all up, and the pattern and the shapes I'm left over with is what's called a net. All right, that's called a net. All good? Okay, quick talk. Cereal preferences. I got some O's here, but this is a long time ago. This is in 2013. Anybody cereal preferences? Let's talk. Go ahead, Brendan.
You gotta go with Lucky Charms.
Okay, Lucky Charms. You just eat the marshmallows or all of them?
All of them.
Okay, you got people who don't like, just do the marshmallows. Yes.
Peanut Cheerio.
Nice. I'm on board with that.
Fruit Loops.
Ah, thank you. Everyone always disses the Fruit Loops or the Tricks, but they're go-to. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, always a classic answer. Always a classic. Other cereals you want to put out there? Griffin.
Rice Chex.
Rice Chex, perfect. The original? Because we got chocolate and all the other versions, but the original, all right, OG. What else? Anything else? Cereal-wise? Anybody put anything on their cereal other than milk, but anything put on top?
I put if I like Cinnamon Life with blueberries on it sometimes.
Blueberries, all right. Anybody do bananas or just me? Bananas, all right. Strawberries? I don't do but I know a lot of people do strawberries. I'm a banana guy. Strawberries. Here's one that'll blow your mind that I do from time to time. Throw on some animal crackers.
Wow.
It's like life-changing.
Let me explain myself. If I, in front of you right now, gave you a bowl of animal crackers, probably what's your preferred drink to have with it?
Milk.
What's already in the cereal? Done. Okay? Bananas, animal crackers. That's what I throw on top of my cereal. And to top it off, I'll always go healthy cereal and a little too sugary cereal mixed in. So I guess it evens all out. Makes me feel good. So like some Honey Nut Cheerios and some Fruit Loops. Bananas, animal crackers. We're good to go. Nice spoon. Let's rock. Now,
Cereal part
The
five.
baby spoons. Like
Now.
a really small spoons.
I love
now this is, I've had kids in the past tell me, and please tell me if you're one of them, that there's some alternatives other than milk. And I'm not talking almond milk, chocolate milk, that's fine. Kids are telling me now water, orange juice, I've heard one year. Do I have any animals or savages like that in this class?
Snapple iced tea.
Don't even, stop it. Stop it. Just eat it plain. Just eat it plain, if that's the case. Snap.
I got.
Boy, it's gonna be a long one. Long year. Okay, but all right. Whatever floats your boat, I guess, right? All right, good discussion. The classic net that we're gonna be focused on is 1 for a cube. Everyone seen a die before? Right, a die, that's what I mean, a cube. How many faces are on there? 6, so when I open it up, I should get 6 squares. All right, so take a look at my first example there. That's how I decided to open up my cube. Will it form a cube? If I fold that back up, is that a correct net for a cube? What do you think? Do you think I could fold that back up and get my cube back? Yes, no? I think we're all in agreement, yes, right? All right, so if that's the case now, please fold it back up, but tell me what letters are going to be opposite each other. Meaning, what letter would be on the top and bottom? Left and right, front and back. Because you are correct. I could take that net and fold it back up to form a cube. Now, the question is, when you form the cube, what letters are opposite? And I'll start calling on people with my number generator for the first time this year. All right, ready to go? Give me a pair of letters that would be opposite each other. I got to change this to 24. All good? Let's roll. 11. Paul?
A and C.
A and C. I like that pair. Good job. So A and C. How about another pair from somebody? Another pair? 20. Jonathan.
B and E.
B and E. Good? And I'm not going to ask somebody for the third pair because that's just process of elimination, right? D and F. All right, good. By the way, here's a good fact for you. That's one net of a cube. There's 10 more ways I could unfold a cube. 10 more ways that look different than this one. And at the end of class, you're going to find all 10. Ooh. All right. There's 11 different ways you could unfold the cube. All right, 11, but we'll get to that in a second. Let's go backwards now. If I give you a pyramid here, a 3D object, can you unfold it and draw a net for me now? How many faces are on this pyramid? Hold on.
5.
5 faces, so you should have how many shapes in your pattern?
5.
5. Okay, go ahead. See what you can do. Unfold it for me and draw the net now. So what would it look like if I unfolded it? And the good news, there's more than one answer here. Even though I know most of you are probably going to go to the traditional one, but there's more than one answer. I don't want to call on anybody and put anybody on the spot, but anybody want to volunteer and come up and draw their net? Name? Paul, right?
Paul.
Come on up, Paul. Thank you. See what you got. Takes a lot of guts. And that's what I figured most of you would do. Yep. I got one very, very small issue with your diagram, Paul.
What is it? Did I not label it correctly?
Correct.
Yeah.
If your 3D object has units, so does your net. Okay, get used to that. So does your net. And I don't need labels on every edge. this would be just fine. All right, 10 on the side and the edge of the triangle, 8 on the edge of the square. That would be fine for me. All right, perfect. Now, does everyone see that's not the only way I could have done it? I could have taken one of these triangles and put it at the edge of one of those. If I open it up, coming from, let's say, this part, open it up. Everyone see that? Okay, so there's multiple ways of doing it. Questions, comments, any concerns? Yep.
Could you also put one of like the 10 centimeter sides against another 10 centimeter side?
Yes. Yep. So you just open it up here instead. Yep, that's fine with me. Perfect. I like it. All right, just wanted to expose you to another type of diagram other than a net. Anybody ever seen these with the dots before? These type of drawings? Remember what they were called? Just throwing that out. Oh, go ahead.
The isometric.
Good job. I was going to say the other honors class got it. Just putting that pressure on you. But yes, isometric diagram. Where I use the dots to help me out. All right, using this structure only. All right, no other dots here. All right, this structure only. How many cubes could you get out of this? All right, think about it. If you want to draw it out, draw it out. Only using that structure only. How many cubes could I get out of that? What do you guys have? How many cubes? 6 cubes. Yep, 6 cubes. And if anybody wants to see it, here you go real quick. I have this cube here. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that doesn't look great. 5, and then the one right there, 6. Okay, good. This next example has nothing to do with nets, but I wanted to fit it in because today's a short day as far as notes, and I wanted to show you how handy your calculator could be. Right? You've all done these before. Take this expression, plug in these numbers for the variable, and tell me what it ends up equaling. Right? We've all done those. Substitute in. Anybody ever get like, I'm starting to get nervous on this one. I got negative numbers I'm plugging in. I'm going to have double negatives here. Do I exponent first? Do I multiply first? What's the deal with the 4, the squared? We could get confused pretty quickly, couldn't we? And what to do and get a wrong answer very, very quickly with something like this. I'm going to show you how to use your calculator so you never get this answer wrong. Take a look at your calculator if you have it on you. And look to the left of the number 1 button. Everyone see STO with the arrow? That's called your store button. That will allow you to store any number in for any variable. All right? Name one variable I have in this problem. X, and what do I need to plug in for X?
-2.
Okay, so I can tell my calculator, everyone ready? Take negative, make sure you get your negative sign, -2, and store. Put it in for which variable? X. And everyone remember, I know it's probably been a while, but above your apps button, you got the X there. So that's what you're telling and your calculator will do it. Anytime it sees an X, what's it going to plug in? Okay. I got more variables, don't I? What's another variable?
Z.
Z. Okay, what do I have to plug in for Z?
-6.
Okay, so tell the calculator, -6. Anytime you see a Z, plug in -6. Store it in for, now where's Z? Anybody know? All these letters are in alphabetical order here. Anybody see the Z?
2.
Above the 2. And it's in green for me. I don't know about you, but I got to go alpha 2. Enter. So anytime it sees a Z, it'll plug in -6. And then what's your final variable? Y. And what number do I have to plug in there?
4.
4. Plug it in anytime you see, where's Y? It goes in alphabetical order. Alpha 1. Yep, alpha 1. Everyone doing all right? Struggling yet? Enter. So anytime your calculator sees those 3 variables, that's the numbers they're going to plug in. What are we asking it to solve? Everyone ready to type it in? 4, parenthesis, 2x to the 4th, 2x raised right above your division sign to the 4th, So your calculator is automatically going to put in -2 correctly, and it's going to follow order of operations without even you guys worrying about it. Okay, let's get back down and type in the rest. Plus 5, remember where the y was? Above the 1. Minus z, above the 2. Close it, all squared. So you can go raise it to the 2 or hit the squared button here on the left. And then what's the last thing I have? Minus x, minus x. And your calculator is going to plug those numbers in right where they need to be and follow order of operations to get the correct answer. Every time, we're always going to get it correct. That expression equals 13,458. Now, could you have done that without the store button? Probably, maybe. All right, but you're going to see on your homework tonight, I really give it. All right, there's some complicated ones on that maybe you want to use your calculator instead of trying it on your own. Any issues with the calculator that I can help you with before we go on to our final thing for today? Yep.
Yeah. This calculator wasn't working. I tried the one on the Chromebook and it said it's expired.
Correct. The TI one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the district no longer is paying for the one on the Chromebooks anymore. Okay. But again, like I said yesterday, having a graphic calculator, it's not that big of a deal in this year.
Well,
Right.
it's just the battery.
Oh, okay. So you just got to charge it, right? Okay. Yes.
If you clear the save, will it just like?
Okay, so the question is now, what if happens when I go to homework tonight? What do I do now? These numbers will be in there until you put in a new number for it. So tonight, let's say you have to plug in 8 for x. 8, store it in for x, and now 8's in there. Okay? Those numbers will stay in there for x, y, and z until you plug different numbers into the calculator. Answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Yep.
How are we gonna show our work?
I wouldn't expect you to. Now that I showed you this, I wouldn't expect you to show your work because I know you're going to use your calculator. Great question, too. All right, you ready to finish off with some nets here? Remember the cube? I told you there are 11 different ways to unfold the cube. So what I did is I just threw a ton of nets on there. Maybe they will, maybe they won't form a cube. That's for you to find out. But I need 11 of those that I have in front of you right now that when you fold will form a cube. No, you can't have an open side. All right, you can't have a side that overlaps. Let me help you get started. What did you guys tell me? How many faces on a cube? 6. So it probably doesn't make sense to circle something that doesn't have 6 squares in a pattern, right? So anything that's got 5 or less or 7 or more, probably you can cross it out. All right, so take your time. If you want to talk with people around you about it, feel free. This is open. All right, you want to work solo on it, your call. All right, again, if you want to work with people around you, go right ahead. To check something, it's up to you. I'm going to give you guys plenty of time, all right? Plenty of time. Find the 11, and you already know one of them because I gave them to you in the first problem. So I'm just going to circle that one right now. Actually, highlight them. Give you plenty of time.